welcome back to beautiful Nicaragua and welcome back to my coffee farm. In this video I'm going to bring you around the farm and I'm going to give you an update on how harvest season is going. Harvest season started for us in January and we're going up to March. So this is like an in-between, the midpoint of the harvest before it's over. So we're going to walk around the farm. I'm going to show you the plants, the workers here, and just life here in Nicaragua on this coffee farm. And also we're going to be doing something that's pretty cool. We're going to be going to a plant and I'm going to show you how we select the future coffee seeds that we use for the new plantations. The reason we need to plant more coffee is because we need to restore some old plots of land, and we also need to make sure we're producing coffee for you guys so we can fulfill your demand. Thankfully, we've managed to sell coffee bags online, and that's helped because it's bringing it back to the farm for us to plant more coffee and improve the conditions here. So let's go ahead and walk around the farm. It's a beautiful day here in Nicaragua. It is sunny. The wind is very nice. It is very windy. And we're gonna go ahead and give you the personal update here on the farm. Let's do it. So what you're seeing right now, it's a plot of land here. This plant is about 5 years old. And this is a Catimor varietal. It's actually a very highly productive varietal. And as you can see, this guy has a lot of coffee cherries that are gonna be picked within this week. We have the workers out in the field that are picking coffee. We have the green ones that still need to mature. So we'll go ahead and just pluck these guys here and leave the green ones on there until they mature. But as you can see, these plants here are doing very well. Since they're freshly young plants, they are highly productive and healthy. We do have plots of land here in the farm that aren't looking so well because they're older plants and we need to restore. But as you can see, this area here of the farm, the coffee plants love it a lot because you have the right shade. So you have an upper canopy of trees. They're not directly in the sunlight. It is cooler in here because we're in the canyon of the mountain. So the cool weather helps them. So this is a beautiful plot of land that we're harvesting here today. All right, since it is harvest season in Nicaragua today, like I mentioned earlier, we have people here in the farm. ¿Cómo está, Toyoro?
Tranquilo.
Tranquilo. ¿Cuántos años lleva cortando café?
Varios años. Lo que pasa es que me había retirado del café un poco de tiempo, pero ya regresé otra vez.
¿Ya regresó?
Sí.
¿Y cómo mira el corte este año?
Lo veo bien, bastante bien, hombre.
Bastante bien, ¿verdad?
Sí, claro.
Qué bueno. Y lo miro que solo maduro estás cogiendo.
Solo lo maduro. Solo el rojito me gusta a mí.
Está bueno. ¿Y cuántas latas usted corta?
Bueno, ahorita me estoy cortándome hasta 10, hombre.
Está bueno, 10 latas le hace el ánimo.
Sí.
Qué bueno. So right now in the farm we have around 4 pickers, which is mainly the family that lives in the farm. These guys have been living in the farm for more than 10 years. So somehow the farms managed to stay alive that long before I took it over. And now that we've been working together and you guys drinking the coffee, we've been able to do more improvements here in the farm. So I expect more people to come to the farm. Hopefully in the next 5 years, we have over 25 people coming to camp here and harvest coffee. But he does an awesome job though. Really good people out here in Nicaragua. So here we have Brian. So Brian's been living in the farm for more than 10 years. So almost half his life he's been here. And he's a really good worker, really good person here in the farm. So he's helping us pick some coffee this year. Fun fact about Brian is actually that he's wearing a wig. No, I'm kidding. He loves to give me a hard time because he says he can pick more coffee than me. So I've been challenged a few times to go up against him, which he's right. He can probably take me down on that sense. So we always joke back and forth with each other. So let's go check out the rest of the farm. When you start harvest season, what I mean when I say that, it doesn't mean that we're harvesting every day for 3 months. What that means, it's 15-day cycle. So if we started our harvest season here in January, we're gonna go for 2 weeks. In those 2 weeks, we're gonna pick all the cherries that are ripe, like this, and we're gonna leave behind the green cherries, like these ones right here. And we're gonna wait 15 days off. So we'll go 15 days on, which is harvesting, 15 days off, which is resting, for the plant to be able to mature the green cherries. After that cycle of off, that cycle of resting, we're gonna go another 15 days on. So it'll be 15 on, 15 off, 15 on, 15 off. So usually you go about 3 to 4 months with that kind of cycle until you can do the whole farm and harvest everything. Some of the difficulties that we encounter during harvesting is the weather shifts. So what happens is that you expect the plant to mature its cherries at a certain speed, but if the weather shifts and it starts raining a lot, the plant will mature its cherries a lot faster. So let's say it's your off cycle where you already brought all the people back to their homes and you have no one on the farm, but then it starts raining consistently and then your farm starts ripening at the same time. Oh my God, you're gonna have a big problem because you need to get the people back sooner in order to pick faster than you thought. Because if you don't pick it, what's gonna happen is then it will over mature, it start fermenting on the plant, eventually fall on the ground, and it can lead to an insect plague called la broca, which is an insect that eats your coffee cherries. So this is just an overall simplified version of what could happen and something that most people don't think about when they buy their daily cup of coffee there anywhere in the world. Here we have this tree right here. Now this tree is healthy, but the issue with this tree is that it's grown pretty large. Look how big it is. I'm 6'2", around 2 meters. Look at this. This is around 2.4 meters. This is around 7 feet. So the problem is it's hard to harvest the ones that are up there. You might need a ladder to get up there. So what we're gonna do this year is we're gonna have to do a cutting, a trimming around the trees, walk around the plantation, and anything that's above 1.8 meters, we're gonna cut it at the top so it can grow to the sides. So this one's gonna be cut right here, and the top half will no longer exist, and then it's gonna focus on the bottom half so it can produce more coffee, and then the height of the plant is gonna be correct so the workers can reach it. So this is what typically happens in a coffee farm here. After they're done harvesting for the day, they'll walk out of the mountain with the cherries on their back. Something that most people never think about when they say a cup of coffee is expensive, or why is that coffee bag so much money. It's a lot of hard work behind the scenes that really, they're the unsung heroes of the whole operation here. And I think through these videos and you guys joining the YouTube channel, we're spreading the message and kind of pushing behind the scenes here. So we have Elliot and Courtney. Elliot's been growing up here in Nicaragua and he is loving it. He definitely loves to come out here to the farm, just walk around with the animals. How's he doing today?
Well, he's enjoying the animals. They're still biting him and not enjoying him.
Oh, okay. Did you eat already, buddy? ¿Comiste? ¿Ya comiste? No?
Sopa de frijol all over us, Papa.
It looks like you ate some beans there. So this is the fire she uses, which is made out of the dirt from here in the farm. Blanca, ¿qué estamos haciendo hoy, Blanca?
Un pollo en caldillo.
Un pollo en caldillo, qué rico, con papa,
Con papa, zanahoria,
tomate
tomate, cebolla,
y arroz frío.
toma, arroz.
Qué bueno, qué bueno. Ya va a estar.
Ya va a estar ya más reguito.
Honestly, in life, you don't need much to kind of just do your stuff and be happy. I mean, with this kitchen here, we've been getting by the past like 2 years. Of course, we're gonna build her something nicely and better in the future, but for right now, there's nothing better than cooking in that oven right there. Just the food tastes amazing, you know? All right, guys, so we have the coffee in hand. Every time you come to a farm, you get the mandatory cup of coffee that you're gonna eat your food with. Let's try it. That tastes delicious. It's sugary though. Here in Nicaragua, the custom is that they always add sugar to the coffee. So if you find yourselves in the farm, you're gonna have coffee with a lot of sugar. And then here we have the beautiful meal, homemade here in the farm. Look at that. The potatoes are fresh. The chickens are fresh. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a bite of that chicken there. Look how soft it is. It just comes off. And then we're gonna grab a bite of potato and we're gonna power combo that right into the mouth and see how it tastes like. Delicious. Oh my God, you guys need to come out here and try this food. It's incredible. When selecting coffee cherries that you're gonna use as seeds, basically you're gonna use in order to carry the next generation and plant more coffee. What you wanna do is you wanna select a plant that's very healthy and at minimum 5 to 7 years old. You wanna select a plant that has no health problems and that's very productive, and the characteristics of the plant are looking good and exactly to the variety that you want. We went through this whole plot right here. So in this plot that we have in this certain area of the farm, you have two varieties, Paca and Catimor. So we're looking for a Catimor variety because that's the plot of land that we need to rebuild. And we found this plant here. So we went through all the Catimor variety, and this one here has been selected. So we're gonna go ahead and pick some seeds from this plant. So let me show you how to do that. So if you take a look at here, look how mature the beans are. They're perfectly red, ready and ripe. So you wanna select your seeds from the middle of the plant. So you don't wanna go from the very top or the very bottom. You wanna go from the middle of the plant, the middle of the arms here, the branches. And you wanna start with the cherries that are closest to the plant here that are getting the most nutrient. So you go from the inside out, picking the best cherries. Don't worry if you get some that aren't that good or maybe looking bad, because after we're done here, we're gonna go ahead and sort the cherries and float them to even further improve the quality to make sure that the seeds are nothing but the best. So we're gonna start picking. So this one, actually, I just picked it, but it's not good because it's not fully ripe. It looked like it was ripe, but it's not fully ripe. So we're gonna put it in here so we don't leave it out in the field and it gets dirty, and then we're gonna sort it out later. So these ones look like they're full. Oh, these ones are good to go here. So we'll go ahead and start plucking these one by one. As you can tell, I'm actually pretty slow compared to all the farm families that live on these kind of plantations and work all the time. But look at that. Look how beautiful that looks. So we're gonna keep on going until we can fill this whole pail right here. And this is gonna be enough seeds for the plants that we're looking for. So here we have the coffee cherry, guys. We have enough for the small plot that we're gonna rebuild this year. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna pour it here before we proceed, and we're gonna do a little sorting just to remove any defects, and after we're gonna float it. So what we're looking to separate here are the ones that are still green and unripe. We want the ones that are fully ripe as a seed, so that way it's well developed. Any also black beans or any beans that might have some insect damage or might look like it can potentially cause a problem or didn't grow properly or big enough, get separated out. And we only want left behind are these cherries right here, which is the very mature ones, big, nice and healthy. So we're gonna sort this and then we're gonna go ahead and float it. At the bottom of the bucket, we have the cherries that are good to go, but at the top of the bucket, we have the cherries that are floating. So if we look right here, these cherries are floating, so that means they didn't develop properly, and so they're not gonna be good for seeds. So we're gonna go ahead and separate these cherries that are floating, and then we're gonna take the bottom ones that are nice and healthy, and we're gonna take it to the depulper. Now that the coffee is ready, what we have to do is we have to let it ferment for a day. So we're gonna let it sit in this bucket, and afterwards we're gonna wash it and let it dry for a couple of days. From there, it'll be ready to go into sandbanks. So in the future, I'm gonna be making a video of part 2. Well, how do you take it from here out to the field as a coffee plant? Hopefully you enjoyed the video about Nicaragua and farm life. Comment and share and comment below if there's something that you wanna see about Nicaragua or have any questions. We're trying to grow the channel so we can show Nicaragua, the hidden gem, and not only that, show what goes on behind your cup of coffee. If you want to try coffee directly from the farm, there's links below. When you click on it, you can order a bag, and you'll be trying this coffee that you saw in this video. And not only that, the sales of that goes back into rebuilding the farm and the people here. Cheers, and hasta luego, mi amigos.